Have you done, I mean, there's some like major gaming sites in there. I was actually researching for the interview a little bit, and you had done an interview with N4G.com and Gadgety News not too long ago, probably like a few years. Do you do a lot of like interviews? Like, to me, you're famous. I'm just going to come out and say it. To me, you're like a role model of how to play games when your wife's asleep and all that. I'm blown away.
You're going to tell your children, this
Seriously.
is what you need to look up to.
I'm going to play this for my kids when they are of age. It'll be like a ceremony. So you talked about strategy, how many hours you're dedicating, all this stuff. So like, do you consider yourself like famous? I mean, you're second in the world. Like, do you get, what kind of recognition do you get on a day-to-day basis? I know you got like however many private messages that one time. Like, tell us about stuff like that.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess I am, but for the longest time, there was always like 3 top trophy hunters in the world, and it was me, Hakum, and then Duck360.
Who did you kill?
And yeah, I know Duck just disappeared off the face of the planet, but
that's sad.
But you know, they were always out there on social media and doing things, but I never really looked for it. I never really cared for the recognition. I just cared to play games, so I never really, you know what I mean? The attention just never really came to me. I did that interview with that for the Gadgety News, and I actually know the person too, so that's the only reason I did it. And I think that was like 3 years ago. I mean, I know it wasn't. That had to be a long time ago when I did it. That's what I was saying. I don't even remember the last time I've done an interview. I try not to cause too much attention to myself. I just like being by myself and, you know, keeping to myself. I just
playing video games.
Well, yeah, you know, when you put yourself out there, you know, then you're always going to get the jerks that are always going to come in and have a comment to say, and you know, they'll always surprise you with the things they'll say too. So every you know, and that's what it is. Like some of those 750 messages, you hear some good ones that are in there too. Like, you know, like, why don't you get out of your mom's basement or something like that, you know, or grandmother's basement. Oh yeah, you know, but it's always got to crack you up when you see those too. It's like, yeah.
The first interview we did last show, like my sister was talking about games, and that's exactly what she said. I was like, why is gaming not popular or whatever? And she's like, with women, she's like, it's all boys in their mama's basements and attics.
Yes, that was great.
Signing off.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, I make a really good salary at a really good job, and I'm married, so
eat
it's,
it.
You know,
yeah. So it's like,
I feel like people forget that video games is, I believe, $100 billion industry.
Yeah,
and it's massive. Like, it's not like this little thing anymore, and everyone plays video games. This is a little bit of a side point, but I do think it's weird if you ever hear someone say that they aren't like totally upfront that they're playing video games, because almost everyone, especially in America or I'm sure any Western country, will tell you, you know, they play video games.
It's popular.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's more popular than people, you know, probably realize. We talked last episode about how the media gets into it when there's the big releases, and they when the sales numbers kind of rival blockbuster like movies premieres and things like that. So they get their attention. They're in Times Square. They're doing interviews on the major like outlets, and you know, it's big. We have a segment called Talking Games with Non-Gamers. Mike, a lot of people that are on the Facebook group and a lot of things that we talk about people who are not ashamed, but they just kind of shy away a little bit about admitting how much they play games or how much they're into it, because you can't really like bring it up to everybody. A lot of times you are shunned by that, like you're in their mama's basement type thing. So that's just for kids. Matt, you said it best not too long ago in one of the Facebook threads. You were saying like, you know, you should just, you know, be open about it, etc. What do you think about talking games with non-gamers, Mike? Like, how does that work in your life? Because again, on the gamer side, to me, you're respected. You're at the top of the game. You know, we get how much it actually takes from you, the dedication, the time.
Do you ever tell anyone, hey, I'm kind of internet famous?
No one in my real life. And you know, a lot of it is because of my wife. My wife doesn't care for video games.
Whoa.
So literally, like, it's I don't even really say much even in front of her, so I don't even think she knows, like, to the degree of what I'm even at. So
oh, this is awesome.
Wow. Yeah. So she doesn't know. So it's funny that you were mentioning, like, you know, where people, you know, are, try to hide themselves, which, I mean, I guess with me not getting out there, like the other people do, so that's probably what I'm doing too as well. But yeah, so I'm even doing it in my own household. So she knows that it's, a decent amount, obviously, but I don't think she has any idea that, where I'm at, though, too.
So she hasn't caught on that you're gaming all this time while she's asleep?
No. Like, she has no idea. Like, well, I mean, she knows that I am, but she doesn't know.
We can't release this interview now.
Yeah, she has no idea of the degree. You know what I mean? That is too. So
this is the most interesting interview of all time.
Well, see, I just like the fact that you said you plan your attack on games. Clearly, you have found a way to game the system that is your wife's sleeping habits. You're like, okay, she's going to sleep. Time to trophy.
You get like an adrenaline rush as soon as you see her go to bed.
Yeah. Well, it's
go to sleep. Like, you're giving her warm milk. Have you ever spiked her liquids to like?
No, but it's funny though, because like sometimes like it's always like around that set time, like 8:15. So it's like if she stays up later, it'd be like, you're killing me. You're killing me.
Aren't you tired? You look tired.
Yeah, it's like, come on, Mike's got to get to work.
You've had a long day.
So did you choose your wife based on a sleeping habit?
No, it was just a friendly, but I'll tell you what though, it's a friendly benefit that it works out that way, because let me tell you, I can't imagine, like, I mean, it's I mean, if you think about it too, it's like, you could be with anybody, it's like, yeah, but it's like, what are your sleeping habits, it's
That's absolute class. That's what
Are you a night person or a morning person?
Yeah.
That early?
Yeah.
Mike, do you know the other top earners? That I know some of them are in your actual website, but the top guy right now, do you know him?
Hakum? Yeah, he actually posts quite a few amount of trophy guides on the website. We didn't talk that much in the beginning, but I think over the last few years we've been in good contacts with each other. So we usually help each other with games. So, and he's actually, where I'm bad at fighting games, like, he is very good at fighting games.
So here's what's blowing me away right now. You guys are at the top of the game, in gaming, and it's, these completionists, you're doing so great, and you guys are like super humble and nice people. Like, that's one of the biggest like myths that you're dispelling in my own mind. I mean, I thought that you'd be like in a dark basement, like eating nothing but Hot Pockets, like
Cheetos.
Yeah, like, basically, like, I guess that you lived off like a Twitch like fund, like streaming, like donations, but you're making it happen in real life and in gaming. It's like, it's incredibly impressive. I'm just continue to be blown away.
That's a good point, though. Have you ever considered using Twitch and streaming your games?
Go make $1 million.
No, but you know what the thing is, and that's actually one criticism that I've gotten from my wife, is that she feels that, because she knows that, like I said, she doesn't know like where I'm at, but she knows that I do play a lot, and she's always said that I should do more of that. But the thing is that my wife has a very good job, and I have a very good job, and we're able to afford just about anything that we want. So, I mean, it really doesn't, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, getting, like, outside, like, you know what I mean? Like, for Hakum, like, I know him, and I know he depends on, you know what I mean? Like, some of the stuff that he earns, but, for me, and I think that's why I'm so high, too, is that I have the money, so I feel like that gives me a lot more opportunities, too, as well, so.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you own a Lambo?
No, I don't. I used
what are you driving?
So I used to, before I was married, I had a 2006 Roush Mustang convertible, and it was it was sweet, because I didn't really want to look at Mustangs, but my friend convinced me to look at it, and it was just when they started making the Mustangs look like the older models, like back in the day. And man, that thing was sweet. I think it was like a $50,000 car, and it was so awesome.
Was it amazing? Was it original PlayStation gray like finish on it?
Oh man,
the thing was symbols on the hubcaps.
Well, no, it's funny. My license plate on it said at the time, "No wife." Like, that's.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So yeah,
she's like, get rid of this thing now.
No, so it was just when we just started going out, and I remember we were in the car, and my mom. We were going to see her, and she's like, I can't believe you get in a car like that. And she's like, I'm not going to marry your son, so it's fine.
There we go.
Yeah, but, it's amazing how things work out when you're married, because somehow I sold the car, we bought a house, and then she got a new car. Sometimes I'm still trying to figure out how exactly that worked out.
She pulled one on you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you
She,
look back and you're
she's
like,
thinking when
like,
she's asleep about how to change you.
She's
yeah,
not really asleep.
Yeah, I'm
She's
playing
planning her
games
attack.
and yeah.
Okay, if your wife was actually playing like video games handheld on a secret handheld, like in her bed, like the whole time that you're playing, like what if she's like one of the top like trophy earners on the Vita
Candy
or
Crush
something,
or
and you just
something.
don't? Yeah.
Actually,
What if
okay.
she is Hakum? Like what?
Oh, I'd be pretty scared if that was the case.
Yeah. What if she's gaming you even more than you're gaming her? It's like, oh yeah, my husband thinks I'm asleep, but I'm really like, who knows?
I'm better than him.
Yeah, I really hope
A
that's
drug
the case.
lord or something. You know?
But I'll tell you what, though, it's really nice that, some part of me is glad that she has nothing to do with it, because then it's time that that you just kind of get away and just not, talk about gaming whatsoever. So, I mean, that part of it is nice, because I can't imagine, like, if you had that 24/7, that I think anybody would get sick of that. I mean, that's...
Another reason why this podcast exists is I started talking to my fiance. I'm planning a wedding in September, and I started talking to her about
Congratulations.
games. Huh?
And congratulations.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. It's incredibly stressful. So it's
Yes,
like
it is.
it's true. Trust me.
Life over.
Yeah, life is getting kind of crazy. But I talked to her about games, and I talked to her about one of my first forays in the podcasting was at IGN. I was listening to the Beyond and Unlocked, and I started talking to him about what Colin and Greg were doing and all this stuff. And I kept trying to talk games with her, but I realized it's just not her thing, and it started to like not be fair. So I went on to Facebook and finally joined their the IGN groups, and then it kind of got invited to these the Platinum Achievement group, and it kind of grew from there. So I needed to connect with other gamers. Just recently, in the past like 2-3 months, is where I brought my hobby, which I could only talk to my brother and a couple cousins, just a few friends, but not like dedicated. And now I found all these people who are interested with me, at equal levels of passion, like people who are going to get up on early on Saturdays and do a podcast. So it is kind of great that you're able to do that, and it's great that you found that like perfect balance. It seems like do you ever feel out of balance, or you got it down, you think? Then
No, I think I have it down now, and it's funny that you mentioned that, because especially with how you guys start off with the podcast, that you guys literally have all around the world. And that's really, like even for my website too, I don't know, I mean, I only met one of them in real life, but I mean, it's all people around the world, and that's what it is. It's like you're able to connect with social media now with people that care about the same, care the same way about games that you do, and it's amazing, and that's what I think, and I know she gives me crap, it's like, well, you don't really know them, but it's like I feel like I do, and I think that's what makes it amazing, is that, you feel like you really get to know these people, and it's awesome. It's, it's
shout out to Melanie again, because she agreed to be our programming assistant, because she always has some real thought-provoking things to put on Facebook threads to spark conversations, and she was just talking about that. What do you think about the communication that we have now with technology and things? Is it good or bad? And related to that directly about what we're talking about is, do you actually know these people? And again, I didn't know any of these guys. I'm around Chris, Brian, and Matt not too long ago, and now we're just like clicking, we're chatting all the time throughout the week. About games, and I think it enhances the hobby like so much to a degree I didn't even know. We were doing live chat through E3 about everything that's coming up, and it was just great to be able to share your thoughts in real time with people, and basically just share that is amazing. And I think I do know people online that we've met through the group, through the podcast. It's all, I think, a really great thing, really positive.
Yeah, it's a different age nowadays, where if you think in the beginning, like when you were younger, it's like you only could meet friends one way, like maybe in your neighborhood or at school or whatnot. But I feel like with everything now, it's like you can find people and friends that are just, maybe they don't live next to you, but I feel like that's not, the way things have to be. So
yeah, and I have a lot of people that I play online with too, that especially with I played the NHL games, NHL 15, NHL 14, and then Madden too. And I join leagues and stuff like that. And I do feel like there are people, especially with NHL, shout out to Billy the Squid, Mike Carney, who and Dominic Drolet, who's your French dude on the Facebook group that everyone got confused by. And those guys, I've been playing with them for 3, 4, 5 years. And yeah, you get to know people just online.
Yeah, and those are like your real friends, when you play that long, you really get to know them. I mean,
yeah.